Welcome back. It's Monday, February 27th in the NBA. My three favorite picks are on the way. Let's recap yesterday. A quick and easy 2-0 day. Mikal Bridges, our best bet of the day, over in points plus rebounds. Cash that one. Booker, over in rebounds plus assists. No sweat bet. Both of them cashed in the third quarter. Rudy Gobert does not play, so he voids. Wish he did. Nas Reed, his backup, absolutely toasted the Warriors. But either way, let's keep it rolling today. We aren't going to bring out the brooms. We save those for at least 3-0 type days. But if you are new, go down below, hit that subscribe button, drop a like too. And if you want to comment your favorite play so other people can potentially tell you in the comments, do that as well. Love you guys for showing all the love in the comments as always. And today we were given a great opportunity by our friends over at Underdog Fantasy. Let's talk about it. If you don't know what Underdog Fantasy is, great place to place those entries. We're going to have one at the end of this video to try to 6x our money. But if you sign up for Underdog today using code COS2, you'll get a free square live for Wednesday. All you have to do is sign up between now and Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern time. You have a free square on Wednesday, which will be live around noon time. That will be talking about Jason Tatum. I think will be the free square that we'll talk about then. The only problem is you don't get the deposit match. So if you sign up using COS2, you'll get that free square. The max you can put on it is $20. You can do that. If you want to sign up and just get a deposit match, but no free square, use our normal code COS. It's up to you, whichever one you want to do. They weren't able to give us both the deposit match and the free square, but hey, it's a free square. If maybe you're a small bettor and you want to take the free square, do it. Obviously, the max is $20 on it. We'll talk about that on Wednesday, but you have from now until Wednesday at 10 a.m. to sign up. So take advantage of that. We'll talk about that obviously tomorrow and on Wednesday's video as well. Let's dive into our favorite plays though. Short 4-game slate. Start with the best of the day, which is 2-0 since his return. It's a guy that I love. His picture's not great. Brandon Ingram. I like his over 24.5 points. They did him a little bit dirty. He showed up to his press conference or the initial photo session. I don't know. He's got the fro next to him, but it doesn't matter to me as long as he scores 25 points today. Now, if the line goes up, which is almost a guarantee, 25.5, I'd play at 1.5 units. It's the best bet of the day. If it goes to 26.5, I'd only play that for 1 unit. Don't really see a ton of edge on 26.5, but if you want to ride at the community, you can take it for 1 unit there. Now let's talk about Ingram and the Pelicans. They return home to face the Magic. And if you don't know what the best bet of the day is, it's just the bet that my most confident play of the day, and it's one we put a little bit more money on. Now let's talk about the Pelicans though. Lost 3 straight games, just dropped below 500. I think they're 30-31. It's a must-win spot for them. Well, I'm not saying they blow out the Magic here because the Magic aren't typically a team that rolls over. I think this is a game that they need Ingram to be out there and play a lot of minutes and hopefully get a win. Now you look at Ingram, return to action 11 games ago. Zion Williamson's still out. He returned to action and he had a minutes limit his first couple games, but the last 8 he's been really good, averaging 28.8 points per game, scoring 25 or more in 7 of those 8 games. In fact, he did it in 7 straight prior to last game when he only scored 19 points on 7 for 22 shooting against the New York Knicks, a very good defense. So while the Magic are a decent defense, they're not as good as the New York Knicks. And I look at Ingram, what are we going to get from him? He's going to shoot the ball. In those last 8 games, you see these numbers, 19, 25, 25, 26, 30, 34, 35, and 36 points. I think he could score 30 today. And the biggest thing I like about Ingram and why he's the best for the day, I know he's going to shoot the ball. He's averaged 21.9 field goal attempts per game over these last 8 and 6.1 free throw attempts. So he's going to shoot the ball a lot. He's going to get to the free throw line where he shoots about 85%. So he should be able to knock those down. And I'm confident that he's going to go out there and continue to shoot it. I mean, we saw last game, they got blown out, still played 36 minutes. So he's going to be out there a good amount. And the Magic have a decent answer for CJ McCollum. I imagine they put Markelle Fultz on him. Markelle Fultz a pretty decent defender. That's what he was in college. And he's still been a very good defender in the league. However, they can't put Fultz on Ingram. If they put Fultz on Ingram, he's just going to back him down, shoot right over him. You saw him do that to Lou Dort. And I imagine they might put Paolo Banchero, the rookie, on him. And while Banchero's still coming into his full body in terms of the defensive side, he's a rookie, and Ingram's going to have a couple lessons to teach him, and I just don't think Banchero's a great defender. We've seen him get into foul trouble before. Ingram's obviously last 2 games versus Orlando, 29 and 31 points. Hopefully he keeps that going. Obviously, both those games were in 2021. B.I. is a very good player. He can get us 25 points in a must-win game for the Pelicans. I think this is a close game down to the wire. And even if it's not, I think Ingram can get us 25 3/4, and hopefully he does that. Brandon Ingram, best bet of the day, over 24.5 points. Now let's keep it moving. Our next one will be another guy in a very similar situation to Brandon Ingram. Guy in a must-win situation, Jimmy Butler. I like his over 21.5 points. Playing it for 1 unit, probably minus 113 on FanDuel. Now you can play this at 22.5. I would not go any higher. And if you want to take like 20 plus points and maybe throw something else in the same game parlay, you can take that too. Now let's talk about Butler and the Heat. They're on the road to face the Sixers. Now the Heat like I said, like the Pelicans, must-win situation here. This is a team that's lost 4 straight games, including 2 straight since returning from the All-Star break. They sit as a 7 seed, and you don't really want to be the 7 seed because that means you're going to the play-in games, which is fine. It's only a 1-game thing where they kind of have to win that game to get into the playoffs, but still only 3.5 games from being out of the play-ins to be the 11 seed. So these are some must-win games. Butler talked about it in his press conference after the most recent loss to the Hornets, saying, yo, we're tired of losing. And you know, when it's win time, the game's on the line, I want to back Butler on this team more so than any other Miami Heat guy because I know the ball's going to Butler's hands. They're going to let him create, get to the free throw line, do his thing. Now, this line could go up. Tyler Hero is questionable. If Tyler Hero gets ruled out, I guarantee it jumps to like 24.5. So you might get some great value on here, but I don't see it dropping any lower, even if Hero's ruled in, which I expect him to play. But you saw Hero score 33 points last game. Don't really trust him as a great guy to go back-to-back with great games. Lowry could play here today too, but at the end of the day, Spoelstra, their head coach, needs to win these games, and he needs to play his guys, and Butler's his number 1 guy on this team. And we've seen him score well outside of the All-Star break. He scored 23 and 28 points since the All-Star break. He returned only 10 and 8 field goal attempts in those games. So still more shot attempts there. I mean, one game obviously attempted 20 free throws, the other 8 free throws attempts. But this is what Butler does. He puts his body on the line, and he gets the free throw line. Now, this is what, I mean, he's a good free throw shooter, so he gets some free points there, and that's what you want. You want a guy, if potentially he's not knocking down shots, he's not like we're going to rely on Mr. Butler to shoot 5 3-pointers and knock down 3 of them. That's not his game. He's going to get to his mid-range shots, get to the free throw line, and that's what I want. If a guy's not knocking down his mid-range shots and his jump shots, he's going to get to the hoop, get to the free throw line, see some baskets go in the hoop, and that's what you want if a guy's struggling out the gate. And look at the Sixers. They're a good defensive team. There's nothing around that, but they don't really have a great defender for him. Tobias Harris and PJ Tucker are likely the guys that guard Jimmy Butler. He can score against them, and if they want to put DeAnthony Melton on him, I welcome him because Butler's just going to post him up. We see Butler, obviously a former 76er. He scored 27 points in his most recent game in Philadelphia. I expect him to be aggressive. He's averaging nearly 22 points per game on the season. I think he can easily get his 22 points in a must-win game. Almost everyone is on the Sixers spread. Sixers money line. I don't think it's that easy. I think that the Heat step up here, keep this game really close, maybe even win it outright. I don't think they do it without Butler scoring at least 22 to 25 points. So around with Jimmy buckets, over 21.5 points. Now my third and final play of the day, we won that you guys recognize. Then we'll get into the Underdog fantasy entry. It's Mr. Jason Tatum. Over 13.5 rebounds plus assists, currently plus 105 on points bet. Now, personally, I wouldn't play any higher than 13.5, and I hope you guys don't have to. It's plus 105. It's plus 104 on FanDuel as I record, plus 100 on DraftKings. So I don't see it going above 13.5. Probably wouldn't have taken it at 14.5 personally. And we talked about Tatum. He's going to be the free square, I believe, on Wednesday on Underdog Fantasy, which we'll talk about in a second. But he cashed us out easily on Saturday, and we thank him for that. And then look at the injury news here. We got Jaylen Brown out. Derek White, probable. So the fact that Jaylen Brown's out, high usage guy, the ball should go into Tatum's hands a little bit more. And like I said, we took his over 12.5 rebounds plus assists. It was no sweat bet on Saturday. Hopefully he does that again. Now, why did we take it on Saturday, and why are we going to take it today? Well, Tatum's been really good. He's hit this prop in 15 of his last 21 games, including 3 straight with 16, 19, and 19 rebounds plus assists. The Celtics are on the road in New York, taking on the Knicks. And honestly, when I look at the spread here, I see the Knicks is only 2-point dogs. That smells. Everyone's going to be on the Celtics. I looked at the splits, and while I'm not saying fade the public, I just don't think they hand out free money on Celtics money line in the second half of the All-Star break. I don't see it happening. The Celtics only minus 130. They have one of the best records in the league against the Knicks team, who Knicks are up and down, but I just don't see them handing out free money on the Celtics. And even if they do, the Celtics win this game outright. Good for them. I don't really care. I think this is a close game, and we see Tatum play at least 36 minutes, maybe even more than that, given Jaylen Brown is out. And we've seen Tatum play really well, especially on the road. Hit this over in 8 of his last 10 road games, 7 of his last 8 road games. And the Knicks and Celtics, obviously a rivalry here. He's going to want to show up and play pretty well, but the Knicks are also a very good defense, so they're likely not going to let Tatum be the one guy that just scores 50 points on him, no pass, and I'm just going to drop buckets on your head. That's not what they're going to let Tatum do to him. I think they make him more of a facilitator, and last month, we saw these two teams played. He had 14 rebounds, so if you need an individual, rebounds is the way to go. Also had 4 assists. I remember that game. That was the RJ Barrett clutch game in overtime for the ladder challenge, which will return in exactly one week, so you'll see that next week on Monday. But still, Tatum, I think he only had like 1 assist in the first half there. I think he gets a couple more assists today. Maybe he gets 5 or 6, which will make this a lot easier. But in that game, Jaylen Brown, 11 rebounds and assists. Marcus Smart wasn't playing, so not exactly the exact recipe for Jason Tatum in this offense, but still, Tatum likely guards Grimes or Barrett, 2 guys that sometimes aren't involved a whole lot on offense, and Tatum's going to see a lot of potential rebounds here. Robert Williams going to go guard Mitchell Robinson. You're going to probably see Al Horford guard Julius Randle, and we've seen Tatum do really well on the road. Again, I mean, without Jaylen Brown. In the last 5 road games without Jaylen, he's at the over in all 5 with 17, 21, 14, 16, and 16 rebounds plus assists. So I think this is a great spot. Obviously, like I said, the Knicks are not going to let Tatum score 50 points on their head. And even if he hits his over 31.5 points, I still think he has a chance to grab 10 rebounds, chip in 4 assists, or maybe he grabs 14 rebounds like he's been doing recently. He's not going to probably guard Julius Randle. I think they put someone else on Randle. So I think we're going to see Tatum on the weak side, grab some reps. I like his over 13.5 rebounds plus assists. Hopefully he continues to cash this out. Maybe we'll run it back next game if they're on the road. But those are my 3 favorite plays. Let's dive into our underdog fantasy entry. And it's going to be 3 plays I already talked about. Brandon Ingram higher than 24.5 points. Jimmy Butler higher than 21.5 points. And Tatum, I'm just going to take higher 8.5 rebounds, because there's a world where Tatum only gets the rebounds but doesn't get the assists. That's always has potential. Like, I'm going to put $25 on it. It pays out $150. Sure, I'll take a shot at it. And Underdog is a cool app because of the only fantasy app that I have found that gives a 6x payout on 3-leg entries. You see all other like PrizePicks, or you see the No House Advantage, they only do 5x on 3-leg entries. So if you want a little bit better of a payout, Underdog Fantasy is the way to go. As a reminder, if you sign up using our normal code COS, you get 100% deposit match. Boom. That's all you get. If you sign up using our code COS2, the number 2 after it, you'll get a free square live on Wednesday. Now, you won't get the deposit match, which is kind of a bummer, but you will get that free square, which is obviously nice if you're going to want to throw a long shot entry in there on Wednesday. The free square will be on Wednesday. The deadline to sign up for Underdog and get the free square is 10 a.m. Eastern time on Wednesday. You'll then get the free square around noon time. So appreciate you guys as always for showing all the love. It's crazy that we have an opportunity to get a free square selective to only people that use that code, which is pretty cool. But either way, I appreciate you guys. Let's go 3-0. Let's bring out the brooms in real fashion tomorrow, and let's cash that Underdog entry. As always, see you guys back again tomorrow, Tuesday morning. Have a great day. Have a great Monday. Great start to your week. See you guys back in the next one. Peace out.